Alright, food lovers and gardening enthusiasts, are you ready to discover a whole new world of flavor? Today we're diving into the wonderful world of uncommon vegetables, perfect for spicing up your garden and your plate. We're talking about those eye-catching, taste bud-tantalizing beauties that you might not find in your average supermarket. Get ready to transform your raised beds into a haven of unusual and delicious delights. Stay tuned as we unearth 10 uncommon vegetables that are as fun to grow as they are to eat. First up, we've got these adorable little fellas, cucamelons. Now, these might look like tiny watermelons, but don't let that fool you. They've got a unique tangy flavor, kind of like a cross between a cucumber and a lime. Imagine biting into one of these little beauties. You get a burst of refreshing, zesty goodness that's absolutely cracking in salads or just as a fun, healthy snack. Now, the great thing about cucamelons is that they're dead easy to grow in raised beds. These little beauties love the sunshine, so find a nice bright spot in your garden. Just make sure their soil is nice and well drained, and they'll reward you with an abundance of these cute little fruits. Honestly, they're just so much fun to grow, and even more fun to eat. Trust me, once you've tried cucamelons, you'll be wondering how you ever lived without them. They're a real game changer. Not only do they taste amazing, but they look absolutely stunning in your garden and on your plate. So next time you're looking for something new and exciting to grow, give cucamelons a go. Next up, we've got Romanesco broccoli, and let me tell you, this is one good-looking vegetable. I mean, have you ever seen anything so mesmerizing? It's like a work of art. All those intricate spirals, it's like a fractal from outer space. But it's not just about the looks, mate. Romanesco broccoli has this amazing nutty flavor that's way milder and sweeter than your regular broccoli, which makes it a real winner in my book. You can roast it, grill it, steam it, whatever you fancy, it always turns out delicious. Personally, I love chucking it into a stir-fry with some garlic, ginger, and a splash of soy sauce. It's a real flavor bomb. Now, if you're thinking about growing Romanesco broccoli in your raised beds, you're in for a treat. It's just as easy to grow as regular broccoli, but it adds a real wow factor to your garden. Just imagine this stunning green beauty taking center stage in your raised beds. Right, let's talk about kohlrabi, the space-age veggie that's out of this world. Seriously, this thing looks like it came straight out of a science fiction film with its bulbous stem and those crazy edible stalks shooting out like alien antennas. But don't let the unusual appearance fool you. This veggie is both delicious and versatile. Kohlrabi has this lovely, delicate flavor, kind of like a cross between a cabbage and a turnip. It's crunchy, it's slightly sweet, and it adds a real freshness to any dish. You can eat it raw, slice it thinly into salads, or roast it until it's tender and caramelized. Trust me, it's absolutely delicious. One of the things I love most about kohlrabi is that it's super easy to grow in raised beds. These plants are pretty low maintenance and don't need a lot of fuss. Just give them plenty of sunshine and well-drained soil, and they'll reward you with an abundance of these quirky, tasty veggies. So, if you're looking for a unique and delicious addition to your garden and your plate, give kohlrabi a try. It's a real conversation starter and a great way to impress your mates with your adventurous palate. Now let's head to the Andes and talk about osa tubers. These vibrant tubers are like hidden gems, bringing a burst of color and a tangy, lemony flavor to your table. They're also incredibly versatile. Roast them, fry them, or even pickle them. Oca tubers come in a rainbow of colors, from sunny yellows to fiery oranges and even deep reds. They add a real visual punch to any dish, brightening up your salads, stews, and side dishes. And the flavor? Oh, it's incredible. Imagine a tangy, lemony potato with a hint of sweetness. That's okay for you. The beauty of oca tubers is that they're a dawdle to grow in raised beds. They love well-drained soil and a good amount of sunshine. Just plant them in the spring, and by late summer you'll be digging up these colorful treasures. So why not add a touch of Andean magic to your garden and give oca tubers a go? They're easy to grow, visually stunning, and bursting with unique flavor. What's not to love? Alright, get ready for this one. Chinese artichokes. These bad boys aren't your typical artichokes, oh no. They're smaller, crunchier, and they look a bit like, well, let's just say they're unique. But trust me, their flavor is something else. Nutty, sweet, and totally addictive. Now the great thing about Chinese artichokes is that you can eat the whole darn thing. No need for any fancy prep. Just give them a good scrub and they're ready to go. You can munch on them raw, toss them in salads, or even pickle them for a tangy treat. Growing Chinese artichokes in raised beds is a piece of cake. They're pretty low maintenance and love well-drained soil. Just make sure you give them plenty of space to spread their roots, and they'll reward you with an abundance of these crunchy, delicious treats. So, if you're looking for a unique and tasty addition to your garden, Chinese artichokes are the way to go. They're easy to grow, fun to eat, and their unique flavor will have you hooked from the first bite. Next up, we've got chayote, a true superstar in the world of uncommon vegetables. This pear-shaped wonder is incredibly versatile. You can cook it up in countless ways, from savory stews to refreshing salads. And the best part? It thrives in raised beds. Now, the chayote itself has a mild, slightly sweet flavor, kind of like a cross between a potato and a cucumber. But don't let that fool you, it's a blank canvas for flavor. You can roast it, fry it, stuff it, or even eat it raw. It soaks up flavors beautifully, making it a dream ingredient for adventurous cooks. Growing chayote in raised beds is a breeze. These vigorous climbers love to reach for the sky, so give them a sturdy trellis or support to climb on. They prefer warm climates and well-drained soil. Trust me, with a little love and care, your chayote plant will reward you with an abundance of these versatile veggies. So if you're looking for a unique, delicious, and prolific addition to your garden, look no further than chayote. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're diving into the world of salsify, also known as the oyster plant. Now this one's a real conversation starter. It's a root vegetable, but here's the kicker. It tastes like oysters. Yeah, you heard me right. Salsify has this unique, briny flavor that's surprisingly similar to oysters, making it a fantastic option for vegetarians and seafood lovers alike. You can roast it, fry it, mash it, or even use it to make a creamy vegan chowder. Growing salsify in raised beds is a piece of cake. These hardy plants are pretty low maintenance and can handle a bit of shade. Just make sure their soil is loose and well drained, and they'll reward you with a bounty of these oyster-flavored beauties. So if you're feeling adventurous and want to try something truly unique, give salsify a go. It's a real talking point for dinner parties and a delicious way to add a taste of the sea to your plate, even if you're miles from the coast. Let's step back in time and talk about skirret, a forgotten vegetable that deserves a comeback. This ancient root veggie was a favorite in medieval times, and for good reason. It's got a unique, sweet flavor that's like a cross between a carrot and a parsnip, with a hint of nutty sweetness. Skirret is incredibly versatile. You can roast it, boil it, mash it, or even candy it. It adds a lovely sweetness and a unique depth of flavor to stews, soups, and roasts. Trust me, this is one historical veggie that's worth rediscovering. Growing skirret in raised beds is a great way to bring this forgotten gem back to life. These plants are relatively low maintenance and prefer a sunny spot with well-drained soil. They're also pretty drought-tolerant, making them a great option for gardeners in drier climates. So if you're looking for a unique, historical, and delicious addition to your garden, give skirret a try. You'll be surprised by its unique flavor and versatility. It's like taking a step back in time with every bite. Alright folks, let's talk about tiger nuts. Now don't let the name fool you, these little fellas aren't actually nuts, they're tubers. But here's the thing, they've got a sweet, nutty flavor that's absolutely addictive, kind of like a cross between an almond and a coconut. Tiger nuts are packed with nutrients and fiber, making them a real superfood. You can eat them raw as a snack, roast them for a crunchy treat, or even grind them into a flour to use in baking. They're also amazing for making plant-based milk. It's creamy, slightly sweet, and totally delicious. Now growing tiger nuts in raised beds is a bit different than growing other veggies. They actually prefer to grow in sandy soil and don't need a lot of water. But trust me, with a little research and the right conditions, you can grow these little superfoods in your own backyard. So, if you're looking for a unique, healthy, and delicious addition to your diet, give tiger nuts a try. They're a versatile ingredient that can be enjoyed in countless ways, and their sweet, nutty flavor will have you hooked from the first bite. Last but not least, we've got Jerusalem artichokes, another one of those veggies with a bit of a misleading name. Despite the name, these guys aren't actually artichokes at all. They're tubers, and they've got this amazing nutty flavor that's both delicate and delicious. Jerusalem artichokes are incredibly versatile. You can roast them, fry them, mash them, add them to soups and stews, or even eat them raw. They've got a slightly crunchy texture when raw, and when cooked, they become tender and creamy. Now growing Jerusalem artichokes in raised beds is a great option. especially if you've got heavy clay soil. They're pretty low maintenance and can handle a bit of shade. Just make sure you give them plenty of space to spread their roots, and they'll reward you with a bounty of these nutty, delicious tubers. So there you have it, folks. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 uncommon vegetables that are not only visually stunning but also incredibly delicious and easy to grow in your raised beds. So why not ditch the supermarket boredom and embrace the wonderful world of unusual veggies? Get out there, get your hands dirty, and start growing some of these amazing plants. Trust me, there's nothing quite like the satisfaction of harvesting your own food, especially when it's as unique and delicious as these beauties. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gardening tips, recipe ideas, and all things food. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future foodie adventures. Happy gardening!